Jailbreak item values, the best way to flex the stuff you have in the game that the average player doesn't care about. There are some items that grew in value over the months, and some, not really. And in this video, we'll be covering the ones that rose in value, and the ones that fell harder than your average crypto coin scam. We'll be mentioning the ones from the past, and the present day obviously. Changelog, the GOAT, will mostly be used for research in this video, and this list is subject to change probably within the next few months, with new contenders to this kind of video. So don't come down in the comments acting like a redditor on how I didn't mention the fall of the classic losing 20% of their value. Let's get to the video now. I think I yapped a little bit too much. Even when values started to inflate across the market, the most valued vehicles still managed to catch up and keep their positions as the most valued. I'm not going to break down each one, but 9 out of the 10 vehicles in the top 10 managed to increase their value in some way after 10 months. So good job everyone, except you Arachnid. It kind of hurts me to say it, since I have it, and it looks like a PS1 rendering of the Batmobile, but compared to the other stats of the vehicles in the area, it was kind of inevitable. Once peaked at 28.5 million and going down to 19 million in February, it lost around 33% of its value. And it's honestly not that bad from what we're about to see later in this video. This is just the tip of the iceberg, so keep watching. Even vehicles outside of the top 10 still saw amazing growth. The Mullen and the Crew Capsule had pretty similar growth and peaks, and overall managed to stay super valuable over the months. The Raptor has been pretty unpopular however, and its lowest being 10 million from a 15 million peak, it's also a 33% of its value lost. It did manage to heal a little, but it's overall a loss of value. But the Bandit was more of a slow but gradual fall off. It peaked at 9.5 million and got to 4 million twice as its lowest, and gained a million after its lowest point, but 57% over 7 months is still pretty rough, and its overall growth is literally 0%. The vehicle is honestly really forgettable. When was the last time you heard of a Bandit? I was going to mention the Volt 4x4 along with the Molten End Capsule, but the amount of growth from this vehicle is insane. For most of its life, it was stagnant at 5 million, until it finally got a buff in Season 27. Wait, hold on, is it even Season 27? And eventually peaked at 12.5 million. An insane 150% increase in value. It did eventually fall to 10 million, but that's still over 100% growth. These are probably the most insane numbers you're gonna see here from vehicles, and it's probably the best growth from a vehicle ever. Now the Shell Classic genuinely surprised me. I completely forgot about this vehicle ever since the last time it was in the Volts, which was a year ago, but if you told me it peaked at 7 million, I would be shocked. But it only lasted like 3 days before falling off, and ending up at 2.5 million in less than 10 days. But it did increase a little to 2.75, so big difference. But it's still a 64.2 decrease from its few day peak. When I first started making this video, the first vehicle that came to my head was the Brulé, and its fall off was literally when trading was less than a year old. This vehicle used to be worth 10 million. While it isn't the most valuable thing at the time, it just being deadlocked at a depressing 3 million for most of its existence is a crazy fall off, losing 70% of its former value. And finally, the last one I'll be mentioning, sort of just wait to the end of the video, probably takes the title for the worst value loss for any vehicle. This is the Poseidon. And this one is actually super recent. It was losing value literally day by day while I was working on this video. And as of right now, it's currently at 2.5 million, which from its peak at 9 million is a 72% drop off. This is obviously pretty terrible, but it seems like it's finally stagnating after this brutal loss of value. I'm gonna be honest, I had a full complete list of other stuff outside of vehicles for rises and falls, but the vehicle would have basically doubled in length. And do I really want to burn myself after essentially doing it last week? No thanks. So sorry if this video seems like it was cut short, especially at the ending or whatever, but I do have one non-vehicle thing I do want to mention. It was one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video. This is the Brickset tire style, and the reason why it fell off was because of this YouTuber, Yukol. I'll be honest, he's one of the best jailbreak content creators out there, despite his insanely born to death sounding voice. He made a video called How I Beat Roblox Jailbreak with a Plastic Toy, explaining that if you buy this $20 SWAT toy van, you'll get an item in the game that's worth over 20 million. And he showed off what he got from trading. I won't spoil anything more, but you should definitely check out the video if you haven't watched it yet. But after that video got released, everybody, including me, hopped on the trend of buying the toy and getting the tire style. But if there's so much of such a valuable item, the value of said item falls. And that's what happened to the Brickset. After it peaked around 22 million, it completely crashed to 3.5 million in just a month. It now sits at a value of 5 million, but a 77 drop is pretty disgusting. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. Let me know what you found interesting, and let's get 100 likes for a part 2/non-vehicle version. See you later!